Welcome back to Farm and Hammer, everyone. As you can see, a little bit of a change of scenery here. We had a lot of ice and really cold temperatures the last 5-6 days. I think the high was like 22 in the last 5-6 days, something like that. And then wake up this morning to about 6 inches of snow, and it's still snowing. So we may end up with 7 or maybe 8 inches of snow. I don't know. It's supposed to warm up the next week. So I think most of the snow will be melted the next 3 days probably, which may not be a good thing. We're going to be so muddy around here. It's not going to be funny. The dog's loving it. Of course, the cows don't seem to mind it. It's 30 degrees right now. It's not too bad. Snow doesn't really bother cows at all. It's mostly the wind chill and wet, cold rain that'll really get to them. So anyway, I got to get them fed this morning. Need to scoop all the snow out of the feeders, cut some ice for them so they can get water. That normally freezes overnight. Got to cut ice for the cows over there, give them 5 bales of hay today. And then I got to feed 2 other groups of cows. My work kind of got canceled this morning or rescheduled, so I've got part of the day to actually feed cows, not in the dark. Still got to do some office work, but I can do that later in the afternoon and in the evening. Alright, this group's fed. They've got hay. I'm going to check their water here in a second. It actually looks like they may have kept the hole thawed out. All the bulls, they've dried up. There's a few still hanging on, but a number of them have already lost them. They've already fallen off. Anyway, these calves are doing great. Once this weather is over with, I'm going to give them their second round, hold on to them for another 30 days, and then I'll sell them as 60-day weaned calves that have had 2 rounds. That's the plan as of right now. Of course, you never know what the market's going to do. Can only hope it stays up for the next 30 days, but never know. And granted, I know we're not as cold as a lot of people get up north, but this last week when I get up in the mornings, it was 10, 11, 12, 13 degrees, something like that every day. That was one thing about getting a diesel truck I wasn't sure about. Everyone talks about fuel gelling up on these diesel trucks. Fuel filters getting clogged, getting stranded while you're trying to feed. Once again, I know I'm not as cold here as a lot of people are, but put some fuel additive in. Of course, this truck has a glow plug, so I didn't have any trouble starting it all week, but fuel never gelled up. Yeah, so far so good on this truck. I think if I can just remember to put additive in, which right now I'm sliding sideways, which is not where I'm supposed to be going. I've even got a bale on the back. Guess it's time to put her in 4-wheel drive. Anyway, this next bale, I'm going to attempt to make it down the road and feed this one small group of cows, our little spring group, 20 some of them. And if the roads are okay, I'm going to try to make it down the highway with 2 bales. It's a bit of a drive, but I'm going to try to make it down the road to the rental farm and feed 2 more bales to them. So wish me luck. Don't feel like sliding off the road today, but so far it's not looking too good. A couple minutes ago I could tell one other person had slid off, but they got out of the ditch, so far so good. A little sliding, but nothing too crazy yet. Now this group has still got some hay in the bale ring. This group's a little smaller than we'd like, so they don't need a full bale a day, but they've still got 1/3 of a bale in the bale ring. I'm still gonna unroll some, just so they've got something dry to walk around on if they want to, bed down, whatever they want to do. So gonna unroll a little bit here, and then I'll put the rest in the bale ring. Probably won't have to feed them tomorrow at all, because they're going through about 2/3 of a bale a day almost. And of course, right where I need to cut is where all the snow is. out to feed the rental farm cows, and this highway has not been cleared either. It's supposed to be a 2-lane highway. Looks more like a 1-way right now, and the wrap on these bales, it's already cut and taken off. So that way I can just unroll these bales without getting out of the truck. Cows are getting all excited. Yeah, I'm gonna start unloading this one. Hopefully it unrolls pretty well. This Johnson grass hay seems to unroll quite nicely. It seems to lay out a pretty even sheet. So the one nice thing about this rental farm here, it does have a creek running right through the middle. And I try to keep the cows out of the creek during the spring, summer, and fall. I just don't want them hanging out and peeing and pooping in the water. But in the winter, it's nice, because this creek up here is always flowing. And I don't have to cut ice for these girls. I don't have to worry about the waters freezing up. I just let them drink out of the creek when it's below freezing. So works out nice. The water's so cold they aren't standing in it, that kind of thing. So they're not polluting the water like they would in the summer or the fall. So, and they are loving this Johnson grass red clover hay. A whole lot better than the fescue for sure. So it's pretty easy to take care of these girls in the winter. They've got a creek flowing, don't have to cut ice. And then they shouldn't start calving till March at least. If they were second stage in December, even the ones I bought shouldn't probably calve till the beginning of March, maybe April. And then the cows that I kept back from the last year or two, they aren't supposed to start calving till the first week of March. So I've got some time. It's pretty easy out here. Just feed 2 bales, make sure all the calves are doing okay. Pretty easy to chore out here now. Now the cows at home, that's gonna get a little more difficult, and I'll show you why here in a second. All right guys, I know I look crazy with the big goggles on, but I was on my way back from the rental farm. Truck was totally empty, there were no bales on it. And I slid off the road twice. Luckily just back roads, nothing major, but anyway, truck was having a hard time staying on the road. And I still had to make it over here to feed the big group of cows. So I parked the truck, I went and got the Geo tracker, which you guys haven't seen in a long time. Which that'll be a whole nother video, but it is finally up and running. It is doing its job, I guess. So anyway, I drove over here in that thing. That's what ski goggles are for. That's a convertible. So not ideal for weather like this, but makes it a little more fun. So anyway, I'll get these cows fed. They got fed 2 this morning. I have 3 more to feed them. And then I'll take the tracker around and chop ice for all the cows. So what we're doing, I told you we fed 2 bales this morning. Those are gonna be combined fescue bales, so not super high quality. And then we're coming in with 3 of these bales, which are still fescue, but they were cut a little bit earlier. So these bales are quite a bit better, still fescue, still have some stems, but quality's a lot better. So cows like it. We make them clean up the bad hay first in the morning, and then let them have the good hay in the evening. So the one bad thing about these little bales, some of them are falling apart even though they're in the barn. We still have a lot of string tied bales. Those we had in the barn, we probably fed out almost 100 of them so far, so we're getting low on them, but we still got these little net wrap bales. These are 4x5s. And the big combine fescue bales are supposed to be 4x6s, but Anyway, I mentioned the rental farm cows won't be starting till the first week of March. I said this group is going to be a little different. And if you guys remember, we got, there's one of them right there, got 30, yeah, right at 30 heifers. They're supposed to start calving second week of February. There's one of the heifers there. She's the one that's part Beefmaster. Anyway, really happy with how they're looking so far. Obviously they won't be calving for another month, but there are a few that are making bags. They're not looking close, but they are starting to make an udder. So anyway, hopefully this weather clears up by then, because I really do not want to be calving out heifers when it's snowing or icing like it was this past week. Now we're gonna hop in the old Geo Tracker and drive around to all the groups of cows and get their ice cut here before evening. This little tracker, I'm more impressed with every time I drive it. Not getting stuck anywhere. But out here to cut some ice, it looks like the cows have kept pretty much this whole side. Yeah. They've got this front part in the slush, but they're drinking up there in the front. They don't need to cut anything here. Of course, by tomorrow it's supposed to be 40 degrees, so I shouldn't have to cut this pond at all. It should be done for the week. So this is the first time I've had this thing to snow. The last 2 years we haven't really had a good snow, and pretty much the last 6-8 months this thing has been broke down. So anyway, this little Geo Tracker, super fun to drive. One of these days I'll make a video of everything I had done to it to get it back up and going. You can maybe see the new fuel tank back there. That's one of the things. And anyway, I've also got a number of mods that I'm hoping to do to this. I did buy a 42-inch light bar, and that'll cover the whole front here. So that'll be nice. Anyway, I've got a whole lot of stuff I want to do to this thing now that it's running well and I don't have to worry about mechanical issues. And then hopefully I'll have everything done to it by this spring so I can use this to check cows on a rental farm, check cows around here. Anyway, one of these days I'll make a video about this thing. Once I get all the mods done to it, I can show it off, but fun little buggy to drive around. Finishing the day how we started it. Come on, guys. And last one. Now I'm going to try to push this bale, topple it over onto the side so that way the calves can eat all sides versus just one. That's a little better. But yeah, like I said this morning, hopefully in the next week I can give them their second round of shots. But anyway, guys, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.